Hey you lads and ladies, I'm the Jawesome one, and for whatever reason, OBS decided not to record my audio coming from the mic for the entire playthrough from beginning to end. I don't know how to explain it because I always check on OBS to make sure that the mic is operating before starting every single recording session, and I can't find any reason as to why it stopped working. It's probably for the same reason that it did this while I was doing the Crashlands mini-series, which, by the way, if I wasn't clear on that, I have decided that I'm going to quit it, because I don't think it was that great of a game. I don't think it's something that's great for recording. So, you know, if I will be playing the game in my spare time, though, and I will be kind of having fun messing around with it. And if I find a mode or something that looks fun, I might pick it up again. But I'm highly doubting that, given the way the game is currently playing. So anyways, you could see that I made the early on decision to lose 99 gold and pick up those two colorless cards. I feel like that was a really good move on my part, considering the way the game turns out later on down the road. Impatience, though, can become a burden during some points in the game, because it fills up a slot that could have been taken up by another card, and there were moments where I just simply couldn't use it. However, the other card of, I forget what it's called, Madness, it becomes exceptionally useful later on because it winds up making I'm not going to spoil anything, but it does enable me to make more expensive cards way more useful. And if you just simply plan things out well, you can essentially have the power to entirely change the way the way the game goes, because you can make certain cards free. And you know, if you have an expensive, say, 3-cost attack card, then that card becomes really useful. If you're familiar with the game already, you already know what I'm talking about, and I'm just being redundant, so I'm going to shut up about that now. Oh look, here we go. Here's the great thing about what Madness did for me. So now it made that extra strike free, so I got in that little bit more damage, which actually allowed me to get in this final strike. I did have Impatience that turn, so I'm not sure it actually mattered, but the ability to have that as an option, it can become so valuable, especially during long-term battles. Like, there it is, I have Impatience first turn, so if I wanted to, if he wasn't attacking me for 12, I could have played all my attacks and then used Impatience to get out another strike, or perhaps even, well, Bash wouldn't have been good for me at this point, actually, but you see my reasoning for why I think it's very useful. And right there you saw that I was trying to get Madness to make Bash free, which would have been insane, since it's a 2-cost card. And if the game decided to make that free, that would have been really useful for me. I can't talk. Man, I'm not used to casting. I'm not used to this type of deal where all my attention is just focused on the talking and none of it on the gameplay. This is a complete vice versa of what I'm actually kind of considering doing things this way from now on. It does make the process of videos take a lot longer, but if the mic is going to keep on cutting out like it has been, I think this is a pretty good way to fix this problem. Okay, yeah, I chose to take that 16 damage because, I mean, he heals at the end of every battle, so I felt like it was a smart play. And it was in hindsight, after playing this round. You can't tell in this video because the mic is down, but I actually do kind of start getting tired because I hadn't eaten anything since breakfast that morning. So I was actually starting to get hungry, and you really start seeing me make mistakes. Sometime between the first and second boss is when I really start making a lot of big mistakes that end up getting me killed and causing me to take unnecessary damage. So if I had just been if I had just made sure to take care of myself before starting the recording, I might not have been in quite so rough of a spot, and I might have had more fun with the game. Like I say here, I'm considering playing Madness, and I go ahead and do it because, you know, it's better to get that out of the way, and the rest of the attacks weren't as good. as this one. 26 damage was better than the other options I had going from last turn, so I decided that it would be best to take advantage. And it was the right move in my opinion. Now here the answer's pretty obvious, like just bash and thunderclap, because you can't really do much else. Like impatience isn't going to help me get anything else out, and even if it did, you know, one defense isn't that great. See, here I'm considering playing a bunch of blocks, but then I would lose out on Carnage's 30 damage, which is really good. And right there I'm willing to take the extra 2 points of damage for the sake of getting out a bit more damage out on him, and that is actually what wins me the round, and I don't take his debuff. Here, there we go, Demon Form. That's the card I was trying not to spoil on you guys. I wind up taking Demon Form because of how well it works with Madness. And let's see here. Yeah, here's where I tend to shop, but I don't really have any money, so I don't think I remember getting anything at all here. No, that's not true. I get the Discovery card over there on the left. But other than that, I'm going to skip past this part right here, actually. Okay, so we've gotten past picking up the Discovery card, and we're on to the next battle. Anchor, I think, was a really great pickup for me because it offers way more defense. And it's a great way to start off a first turn, especially when we're going up against that. There's a certain elite that you face during the second floor run. I can't words. Oh, also, that was just amazing. The fact that I took him out on turn 1. So much damage. Yeah, Demon Form, yes. It's a perfect turn to play it. If the enemy's not attacking him, may as well do something like Demon Form. But maybe in hindsight, Bash would have done better because Dropkick. I could have played Dropkick to get more energy and another card out. I could have. I could have done a lot more in that turn had I done so. But it doesn't really matter because if I'm remembering correctly, I end up playing the Dropkick and the Strike on him anyways, and it doesn't end up really mattering. But let's see if I'm wrong here on this one, because let's say I play Impatience, yeah, and then I get the Madness, which I don't end up playing, and I just end up passing my turn, yeah, because those 2 defense wouldn't have provided me anything extra. However, he might have died that last turn had I played the Bash, because he was only down at 10 health. And if I'm remembering right, the upgraded Bash does like 12 damage at base value. So I think I actually would have been able to kill him on that turn. So that's something to keep in mind. But I don't remember taking any damage. I didn't see if I took damage, so... Either way, you live and learn. Alright, Rest or Smith. Obviously you want to go for the Smith because my character's at nearly full health. No. Oh, no, he's not. My bad, he was low on health. I couldn't read that very well because I'm actually... I'm sure many of you know this, but I'm using Movie Maker, not anything else, for making these episodes. So, it could get really in the way at times. It really limits my options of what I can do. I'm recording from episode to episode. Oh, look, there we go. That was another, like, weird decision that I made. I really shouldn't have played that potion, because, like, it just doesn't end up being useful to me at all later on down the line. Yeah, I don't remember that particular defensive thing helping me out at all down the line of this fight. And just like that, he is almost dead. All I would need is, say... Okay, yeah, here we go. Here, in order for me to take advantage of everything I have, I would have to play either Impatience or Discovery. And Impatience wouldn't get the kill, so I felt like it wasn't a good idea to play. See, I would have either drawn Madness or I would have drawn both Madness and a Strike, and he would have just been buffed in Strength, so I decided to play Discovery here instead. Just to see if I can get, like, randomly get an extra free card that would have dealt enough damage to kill him. And, I do, actually. That's what Fiendfire does right there. Gets the kill. Bing, bang, boom. Yeah, that's a very important thing to know. If you guys are struggling when making a decision like that, it often is a good idea to go for a card that gives you random but free cards for the low price of one energy. You have a very good chance of getting something decent that can help you finish off an enemy. Alright, here we go. Yeah, nothing too interesting goes on in this fight, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and skip it. I don't really take any damage. Nothing really happens here, so I'm just gonna skip over it to the card scene.
Oh boy, the quaking upstairs has already begun.
Yeah, all my brothers and sisters are back home from school because, you know, it's Christmas break, so, yeah, everybody's here at home. So that's why you guys are, props for the rest of my videos all the way up through, probably through the, until school starts back up again. And there's gonna be that in the videos, there's nothing I can do about it. Oh, anyways, back to the game here. Okay. So yeah, I was talking actually about why Heavy Blade isn't a very great card, and the only reason I know about it is because I just did some reading up on it. Simple as that. And I decided that it looks... Well, sorry. What I pointed out was that... I'm sorry, I'm distracted by the content. Hold on, let me just take a millisecond here. What I was trying to point out was that the strength. I was trying to point out the strength issue with that card. So that card says that it buffs your strength up by three times, right? But the thing is, even though cards don't explicitly say it, there are cards that already exist that do a way better job at it. Namely, Sword Boomerang, for example, is one. It buffs your strength by 3, right? Because it strikes 3 times. So every 1 strength you get, that's another 1 damage for every, for every attack. So it basically does the same thing that card does, and it costs 1 less energy. So if you're going for a strength build, that card isn't so great. If you're not going for a strength build, though, it's fine. It's it's a decent card. Just because of the fact that it already starts you off with like some 20-ish damage. So if you have a deck that gives you a little bit of strength but not very much, then that card is okay. But Sword Boomerang, Twin Strike, Pummel, which actually shows up in this video, Pummel, also is just way better because it's cheaper and it still multiplies up your damage to the same degree, if not better, than what that card does, and for cheaper. That's kind of the #1 reason why those cards are regarded much higher by the community. Okay, so yeah, that fight was pretty easy. Nothing really crazy happened there. I did pick Disarm, and Disarm actually winds up being kind of useful, actually. And in certain times, in certain places, just because of the fact that, for one thing, it buys you time. So yeah, here I decided I wanted to upgrade Discovery, Madness, and yeah, just Discovery and Madness were the 2 most important upgrades for me to focus on then, which I think is the right call. Discovery does end up leading to being a lifesaver at times for me, just because of the options that it gives me. It really lets me change how I want the fight to go. Gives me a lot more control. Oh, I completely missed over this, but yeah, we do pick up Cleave. Oh, I remember this. This is actually the first time I reset because I forgot to play Strength at the start of my turn. I actually remember this. Here, hold on. Let me go ahead and skip ahead to the fight where I actually win, because I end up losing all of these fights. I will go ahead and review them too, by the way, so I can better point out exactly what it was I did wrong. Okay, so I was completely mistaken. I don't lose this fight at all. The play of Demon Form right there, on top of a card that's actually about to come up in the next turn, is what won me this game. Those 2 cards put together is what really won me this game. I'm not even sure I needed to use that potion. There it is. Disarm. Yeah. See that? Disarm nearly halved his attack. 5 times 4 is 20, 3 times 4 is 12. I cut his attack power nearly in half with that move, and I think a move like that was what really pardon me, was what won me the game against this guy. But here I decided to go for offering because Entrench might have done the trick for the most part, but I felt like it would have been better for me to just go ahead and take the 6 damage for the sake of maybe getting out just a little bit more damage on the guy. So like you see there, I decided to go for all that defense, 13 points of defense, and I also decided to use the Fear Potion on the guy, which, again, I really don't think is necessary, because I already had the strength going on from the other cards, and I just didn't feel like I don't feel like in the end I really needed to do that. But it's alright, you know, like I win the fight against the guy and everything, and it doesn't change the fact that I didn't get a perfect. I couldn't have gotten one. The RNG just... I didn't have the deck set up to handle, or to accomplish that kind of thing, which, again, is okay. Most people don't perfect the first boss. Most people. I wish I wasn't most people. Alright, here we go. Yeah, out of all these options here, see, feed would have actually been great for the deck because it would have helped me get more maximum health. It would have gone well with the attack synergies. You know, it would have gone well with my strength build because it would have been able to deal out a lot of damage, and it exhausts itself, which clears up a lot of space. But I decided on impervious for the defensive reasons, because there are some bosses that come up that will deal quite a bit of damage, and I'm not sure I would have been able to take them on had I not taken that card. So in the end, it's really just a matter of opinion, you know. It's not an easy thing to judge. That's kind of the thing that I love about this game, is how everything is incremental. You build your deck incrementally. You know, you could wind up with a mediocre or terrible deck all the way up until like the third set, and then you could just get like 1 card or 2 card, or have this one special event or something that just completely makes your deck like all of a sudden just the most amazing thing. And you know, you could not have possibly planned for that or expected that. And that's kind of what I love about this game. Ooh, I feel like that. Oh, maybe it wasn't the worst play I could have made. Yeah, never mind. I played Thunderclap. I thought I had only 1 energy. I wasn't really paying attention to the screen. I was again focused on talking. But yeah, now that is really annoying. The frail that this guy gives you. Yeah, so I decided to go ahead and use that dexterity potion and build up some armor, which did help. It did, but I really wish there was a different way I could have gained that same amount of defense. But that's the problem with frail. It really ruins the point of those kinds of cards. Huh? I don't remember picking up Flame Barrier. Alright. I have Flame Barrier. Oh, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Hold on. I don't really remember how I play out the rest of this fight. It's very simple. It's nothing really crazy happens at this part. I'm trying to think of things to talk about. I guess you could say I'm starting to run out of steam, but I just got back from lunch. So that should be the opposite of anything else. I don't know. Body Slam! Oh yeah, that was a great give from the game. Body Slam. It basically was a free attack for me. There were times though where it was where I just couldn't do anything great with it. Much like another card, Impatience, which I had this similar problem with. Now here we go. This is where I made actually a really important decision, because Mayhem is a great card. And I think it would have done wonders for the deck, especially with the way other fights go. However, the thing that I didn't know at this time, that if I had known, would have further, given me the reason to not take the card, which, by the way, I didn't take it. I went with something else. I was really thinking about this one here, because I really wanted to take it. And you betcha, most of the times I would be more than happy to take a card like Mayhem. That is a fun card to use. And it lets you play cards for free all the time, every turn, and I love that. But the boss I was going up against is the Time Lord. That is the 3rd level boss. Also, here's a smart move from me, was picking up that Preserved Insect. It really helped me on taking out all these elites. And I had the fullest intention of fighting as many elites as possible, and just racking up damage on them. And needless to say, Preserved Insect, it saved me a lot of health. A lot of... Hold on, why is the screen black? I don't like that. Hey lads and ladies, it's me again. I finished editing the video. This is that same content that I showed you guys from earlier in this week. This was that video where I was like, should I even bother with this? Because this is the part where it cuts out. When you saw that screen go black, yeah, it stays like this for the rest of the video. It doesn't record my voice, doesn't record the gameplay, so I would have to just somehow be able to remember how everything goes, and well, yeah, that's just not happening. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end this video here. If you guys liked it, please give me a like. I would really appreciate that. And we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.